All right, guys, my name is Chris, and I am the Algo Man here on TikTok, as well as over on our YouTube channel as well. And in today's recap of the NASDAQ 100 futures, we're actually dialing back into the 3-minute chart of the NASDAQ, and we're going to still feature Cymo and ScalpMO loaded and running. I've gotten at least 6 emails in the last 24 hours requesting for me to go ahead and run this by again. You asked for the chart again, and after we showed it again yesterday, and today, of course, guys, I'm going to be focusing specifically on this chart, but on the PM session from 1 to 3 p.m. That is your power hour right there, guys, okay? And this setup is all about capturing tight, high-precision cyclic swings in price, and that's what ScalpMO is built for. Short burst, scalper-style setups, and controlled risk exposure. Cymo, as always, this tool right here, guys, is your structural compass. It maps out potential pivots before they unfold. Now, we're keeping this one clean. No clutter, no extra overlays, just Cymo and ScalpMO and our dynamic VWAP up here. This is how you simplify the chaos and stick to structure. And after the stream, I'll be posting this chart to the chart recap channel in Discord so you can audit it yourself. Now, listen. And this is important. If you haven't read the detailed write-up I dropped yesterday on the previous chart setup that we replayed yesterday afternoon, we covered a lot of advanced context in there. It's in the Discord right now. Just go read it. It's in the chart setup channel. It breaks down the logic and integration of the tools that we're actually developing behind the scenes. Now, those context filters are still in the works. Yes, guys, the bugs are being fixed. And no, I don't have a release date yet, okay? But the tools that you've got in your hands are more than enough to get you profitable. Those extras are just extra layers of clarity. For now, watch the structure, note the setups, and let's get tactical with what we're gonna do, guys. Sounds good? All right, and I promise, guys, I will take your questions at the end of the recap right here. Okay, so here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is power hour, guys. Here we go. I've got this set at 8 times the speed of the market, so it will move nicely as we kind of watch and see what happens with price action here. You're kind of all the way up here at the very, very, very top of the VWAP, and you're inside the 15 bar as well. You can tell that it hit the 80 bar VWAP, and it just rolled right back into the 15 bar VWAP. This 15 bar VWAP, guys, is where you probably are going to lose money if you try to take a trade inside of that. So you got to be careful with the 15 bar VWAP, but we're just going to let this bounce. It'll probably bounce a little bit inside the 15 bar VWAP before it does anything. Right now, it just hit the top of the 80 bar VWAP, and you could tell it hit and it bounced. In a setup like this, guys, we're looking to scalp the NASDAQ 100 futures. I'm not looking to take elephant hunt type of trades. This is a scalper's setup right here. This is the exact same chart that I use if I want to go in there and capture the cyclic swing as far as the scalp component of the move, okay? The short cycle swings, not the long cycle swings, the short cycle swings. Okay, so let's keep our eyes here, guys, as far as what's going on. We're really at the top of the VWAP right there, and nothing is happening right there right now, okay? You got cycle going down right there. I at least want to see a crossing right here with this bad boy before we take the trade. So we already got the first indication that price is going to roll down right there. Right there, guys.
Order filled.
All right, guys, price right away rolled into the exhaustion level down here. So whenever price rolls into this exhaustion zone right here, you better get ready because this is probably going to end up fizzling on you soon. Okay, and you already got a cyclic crossing right there. And this was actually a really super fast bar. I really wouldn't mind getting out right there in this bar. If I needed to get out right there, you're still down here. It hasn't tilted up yet. You're all the way at the bottom of the VWAP. And if it doesn't break, it's going to bounce. And you're way, 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 way down here. So if I see any type of tilt right there,
order filled.
I'm out. That's it. Okay? I'm done with that. It came all the way down here to the VWAP. I'm done, done, done. And you already had cycle going up. That's telling you that the trade is over. There's nothing else left in the trade, guys. Okay, that's it. Nice clean clip to the downside. And before you take the reversal trade on this, I want to see the inflection point in price hit right here. Because this will tell me that price has moved enough to get this thing to potentially move higher. Okay, I don't want to take the trade prematurely. I want to wait until price, which is represented right there.
Order filled.
and then take the trade to the upside. Right smack right there, okay? Not only that, but you've got momentum that just rose above the threshold right there. So this is a nice little setup to the upside. You're also at the base VWAP right there at the very, very bottom. So any trades that are at the extreme of the VWAP, and if you have these conditions, these are probably the best setups you could find because price is just going to take off. Remember, if it doesn't break and goes down, guys, which way do you think it's going to go? Especially after this fast bar that came down, you have to have some type of short covering, right? So this is your short covering rally right here from this sell-off that just happened over here, all right? This is the best type of setup right here. I'll go over it with you in a second. Let me just focus on trying to get out of here. Cycle and momentum are really going up nicely as well right there. Okay, cycle just came down. You're at the top of the VWAP right there. You got a little crossing right there as well with price.
Order filled.
That pretty much hit the top of the VWAP right there, guys. I don't mind taking that trade off right there and being done with the move. Let me just stop it for a second because I want to add some context here, okay? There's 3 different things that are going on right here that are important for you to zero in and focus on when you trade, okay? If you're already at the other extreme of the 80 bar VWAP, right here, you're at one extreme. Over here, you're at the other, okay, at the other end. If price doesn't break, the rule is it's going to bounce. That's just how the 80 bar VWAP is designed to work, okay? So if you're here, you have a very high probability that price is going to roll over and go up. Not only that, but cycle is telling you right here that price is going up. You want to wait for momentum to just tilt up above the threshold because this is telling you that it's coming up with force. So you've got momentum coming up with force right there. You're at the base of the 80 bar VWAP right there. You just got across above the, you just got across right here above the 0 line with ScalpMO, and you have an inflection point hit. Guys, you have the perfect trifecta right there to take this trade to the upside with conviction, okay? And this trade worked out really nice because you had all the variables right there stacked in your favor. These are some of the highest probability trades that you can take if you're just sitting there waiting for the right opportunity. They originate at the extreme. You got cycle going up, momentum just tilted up right there. And you've got these 2 bad boys right here telling you, yes, yes, it's going up. That's your trigger to take the trade to the long side, okay? Price came all the way to the top of the VWAP right there. I clipped it, the end, okay? That's it. There's nothing else left in that trade, okay? You don't have to overcomplicate your process. It's pretty simple, okay? So let's go ahead and continue with this, and I'll get to your questions as soon as I'm done. But I just wanted to give you some depth and some context right there. Let's say, for example, you wanted to take this to the downside right here, okay? And you let me stop it for a second. And you were looking at this right here, and you said, well, this is already below the threshold right there. This is going down. Yes, this is telling you that price is potentially going down right here, but you don't want to take a short trade when cycle is going up, okay? These are in conflict. Market structure here is telling you that price is still going to rotate up, okay? And right here, you've got momentum above 0.90, all right? So you've got cycle 1. This is the beginning of cycle number 2. You don't want to take this to the downside just yet. You want cycle to at least come down before you take that trade. And you're way, 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 way at the top right there as well. Cycle definitely needs to come down before you decide to do anything. Right there, for example.
Order filled.
And that was inside the VWAP right there. Wow, you got some crazy looking bar right there. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's nuts. All right.
Order filled.
That's your exit right there, guys. Okay. Still made money on that. Caught it right there. And the reason we got out, let's stop and analyze what happened here. Okay. Cycle was going down. Price was going down. You already had the signal here that price was actually going to be coming down right about there. All right. Which is really good. Then what happened? You must have had some type of news event here that happened right about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and this whole thing just like poof, went all the way up right there. The indicator kept you in the trade. But the very next bar right here, look at this, guys. You had the crossing right here with the cyan line, and that was the end of the move, okay? So this could have spooked out a lot of traders, maybe stopped out a lot of people that placed their stops right up here. That's part of the process, right? But if you had a wide enough stop, and you should if you're trading the NASDAQ 100 futures, this would have probably not stopped you out that quick. But this would have been your exit on this candle the moment the purple line crossed over the cyan line right there. Okay, so we took that from like, I don't know, 248 all the way to 233. Nothing to take a victory lap on, but still good enough to, to call it a winner and not a paper scratch. All right, let's continue. And notice, guys, these indicators do not repaint, okay? There's a lot of indicators out there in the market that repaint after the signal bar, and that creates a lot of confusion among traders. These indicators do not repaint, and they are very stable even in these high volatility environments. In fact, they were specifically designed for these high volatility type environments that you just witnessed right now in the last couple candles. So there is no signal right now for us to take here with ScalpMO, and there's no signal either with Cymo right here as well. It also looks like to me that you're inside this 80 bar VWAP right here. You're in a real tight consolidation zone. And whatever this was right here, guys, you could tell that the market is just trying to figure out its direction as far as which way it wants to go. Looks like we got a break here, but I'm going to just kind of let it roll a little bit, because after watching this, I'm like, oh man, let's just play it safe. Here's another reason why I wouldn't take this trade, and this is the more logical technical approach. You don't want to take a trade when the purple line is leading the price line, okay? So right here in this little move to the downside that just broke out below the 15 bar VWAP, if the purple line is leading the price line, I don't take those trades, guys, okay? I don't. Those are very low probability trades, and I avoid them. And there's no signal right here in ScalpMO telling you to take any one of these trades. You could see right here. This was going to be a low probability move because the purple line is actually leading the cyan line, so you're not going to take that. And right now we have no leading function right here of the purple line leading the cyan line. So there's nothing here that tells you to go ahead and take the trade that would be consistent with the direction that Cymo is actually plotting. So remember, guys, you're inside the 15 bar VWAP, okay? If you take this trade inside the 15 bar VWAP, it's probably going to be very short-lived. So my practice is to avoid them. So this would be like a trade setup right here. This is something I wouldn't take. You see how price just hit the exhaustion zone right there? This is not something that I would want to chase after. Right? You just hit the top of the 15 bar. Uh-oh, what's that?
Order filled.
See if we can catch that. Wow, that was nice. You had cycle coming down right there. You hit the exhaustion zone and top of the 80 bar VWAP right there, and boom. Now, of course, this moved a lot faster right now in recap mode than it does in real life, because I'm playing this at 8 times the speed of the market. So keep in mind, the market's not going to go boom, boom the way it did like that in a live environment. You're going to hit the top. You'll still have time to get into the trade. This moves so fast at 8 times the speed of the market. I finally got in on this bar right here, and I got my fill over here. Still a good trade nonetheless. Cycle here, it's telling you that the rotation to the downside is going to be over any second now. And because the rotation is over, I'm just waiting for a tilt right there, guys.
Order filled.
Buy this back. And we're at the extreme over here. And you notice right here, guys, that cycle already told you that price is going to be rotating up. So I want to wait for this purple line to at least cross above 0 before I take my trade to the upside.
Order filled.
There we go. Again, you're at the extreme. This mirrors the exact same setup we had just a few trades ago when price was all the way at the base VWAP. You had cycle go above 0. You had momentum cross, and that's it. You're off to the races. And there we go, guys. Let's see if, okay, this is your cyclic exit right here. This is telling you that the cycle is going to end right there. We're all the way in exhaustion zone up here, guys. So if we get a tilt, that is it. That's game over right there. Right there. That's where I want to take my trade off. And that's where it ends. It actually ended inside the 15 bar VWAP. And that is the end of that rotation. There's nothing else right there. Especially if it ends inside the 15 bar VWAP, you are done. That is game over. That's time for you to look for an exit and be done with the move. Now I'll just kind of leave it there for, let's say, a bar or two so you guys could see exactly what happens.
Wow, did you see that? That's what you call precision.
And that's the end of it right there, guys. That's what real algorithmic trading looks like for you right there, okay? And that was Power Hour today right there from 1 p.m. all the way till about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, where we took this trade off right there. That was 3 p.m., 3:07. That was it, guys, okay? That was it. Now, guys, if you're part of the tribe, listen, fire up your 3-minute NQ chart, load Cymo, ScalpMO, dynamic VWAP, replay the session from 1 to 3 p.m. today, and mark your ideal entry and exit points, okay? Log restructure aligned right here, okay? And annotate your trades. Again, also you can send me your trade logic via Telegram. I'd be more than happy to look at your charts. We've been backed up a little bit, guys, so if I haven't gotten to your messages on Telegram, please know that I know that you've messaged me and I will get to them as quick as I can. I've just had a ton of messages and I'm trying to get through everything as quick as I can. But this is how you build consistency, by mastering the process, not reacting to noise.